This is the Barbados Today afternoon news for Friday, April 6. Thank you for joining us. I am Mary-Claire Williams. Our top story this afternoon, chronic defaulters on land tax could have their property up for sale by July this year. That's the word from Acting Revenue Commissioner Wayne Ford. He was speaking to the media on the sidelines of the Barbados Revenue Authority's tax fair at Hero Square this morning. Ford explained that recently 5,000 land tax bills were returned, and of that number, many of them were defaulters who were trying to hide from the BRA. While not stating the exact figure, Ford said there are plans to address the matter urgently.
If you are in arrears for 90 days, you are eligible to have your properties sold. Now, you know that 90 days basically is, although it may be the law, it is not really feasible because anything could have happened in 90 days. But what happened, we also have persons who have been in arrears for at least 20 years. And what some people do when we realize that they're in arrears and we try to contact them, sometimes they come in, they pay a little bit just to get us off their backs, and then they move off again. And those are the persons who I deem as chronic defaulters. So chronic defaulters are the ones that we will be targeting. And it goes for quite a number of years. It ranges from 5 years to over 20 years.
International Business Minister Donville Inniss is urging Barbadians to embrace more disruptive technology to keep abreast with global trends. He says while Barbadians have made significant progress with the use of blockchain technology, more can be done. In fact, Inniss is also calling on officials to see how technology can be further expanded while ensuring regulatory oversight. He was addressing a Barbados International Business Association's FinTech seminar this morning.
And I can say to you that I'm extremely proud of how FinTech has evolved in Barbados over the past 2 decades. From the perspective of increased and enhanced use of technology to deliver financial services at traditional financial institutions, to the provision of new technology-based financial services from non-traditional providers. We are making great strides, ladies and gentlemen, but there's no room for complacency. We must now be bold and better able to facilitate our younger minds in the development and servicing of FinTech products. I certainly want to see this island providing much more technology solutions for global enterprise, as opposed to just being users of other people's technology.
Roland Haggins is CARICOM's director for Nuco Global Inc., and he believes blockchain technology will provide a new avenue to help Barbados shore up its international reserves.
We would like to see Barbadians with access to the latest technology advances that can improve our well-being, improve the ease of doing business, and improve our government systems. We have the potential to strengthen foreign reserves by attracting foreign investments as a stimulus to strengthen these reserves. We're looking to build out the fastest growing global sector, the financial technology and innovation sector, which is an additional sector to our economy, providing much needed diversification. This sector ties into manufacturing, agriculture, tourism, finance, business, you name it. It will enhance our overall economic activity.
The Barbados Drug Service is investigating complaints by patients that they are being asked to pay for certain prescription drugs contrary to an arrangement by the BDS. Director Miriam Hines tells Barbados Today that although a new drug formula came into effect on April 1st, doctors have until September to prescribe medication that had been removed. Patients would have to pay if they wanted a different brand. But Hines says there may be some problems at private pharmacies that her department is seeking to address soon.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
Thank you for staying with us. We're back with news from the region, and we go to St. Lucia, where one economist says he is not surprised at government's review of the fuel price cap. This was among the measures announced by Prime Minister Alan Chastanet in his budget presentation earlier this week. We get the details in this report from HTS News.
Government is making a U-turn on the fuel price cap. In 2017, the United Workers' Party government implemented a $1.50 tax hike on gas and diesel from $2.50 to $4 a gallon. At the time, government announced that it had taken a policy decision that it would not allow the price of gas to go above $12.75 a gallon. But in his April 3rd budget address, Prime Minister Alan Chastanet said the removal of the price cap is necessary as, quote, world oil prices have increased considerably in comparison to prices last year, end quote. It was a statement petroleum dealer Evarista Jean-Marie saw coming.
I'm not surprised that we have come to that. The moment the government announced the additional 150 and then later placed a cap on the price of fuel in an environment where the imported price of fuel is going up, there would be a time when they would not be able to earn the $4 on the gasoline and would have to settle for less. You have to understand there are 4 components to the retail price of gasoline. There's the imported price, there is the government taxes, then you have the wholesaler's margin and the retailer's margin. Now if you go and you set a ceiling on the retail price and the imported price goes up, something has to give. And the only place it can change is at the level of the excise tax.
The petroleum dealer says consumers should brace for a significant spike in the price of petroleum products.
On the international scene, the former president of Brazil, Lula da Silva, will not surrender to federal police at their southern headquarters, despite being ordered by a judge to do so. According to reports, he was expected to surrender late afternoon after the Supreme Court ruled that he should not stay free while appealing his corruption conviction. It is unclear whether he will give himself up in Sao Paulo instead. Lula claims that charges against him are politically motivated and designed to stop him from running for president. He had been favored to win the October poll. And finally, unrest has erupted between Palestinian protesters and Israeli forces along Gaza's border with Israel. It comes a week after 16 people died in a similar unrest. The health ministry in Gaza said 1 protester was killed by Israeli forces today and 80 others wounded. Protesters are demanding that refugees be allowed to return to ancestral lands that are now in Israel. But Israel says the militant group Hamas, which dominates Gaza, is staging rallies in order to launch attacks. And that's news this afternoon. Remember, there's more on our website, www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. We're on Izumi Media in bus terminals and on Screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also find us on Mix 96.9 FM. I am Mary Claire Williams. Good afternoon.